Thank you very much, Rachel, for coming and speaking tonight. The whole BPMA was really enthused by your presentation, and so we think we got a really good response. We just wanted to follow up with a couple of questions. Can you give us one or two ideas on how to create and sustain a good community?
Well, so I think the best communities are, if you think of a Venn diagram between what a company or a sponsoring organization wants and what the target population wants, where that crosses over is where you'll get the most engagement, and you can increase that overlap over time, but you really need to start with what the community cares about. And you have to do, again, it has to also be something the company cares about, or an executive will cancel the community. So it has to meet both of those needs in equal measure.
Could you also give us a couple of examples on how to leverage those communities for product ideation and development?
So ideation and development to me are two very different things. On the ideation front, it's you can take a variety of techniques. You can either have a social listening platform and just go out and see what people care about and what they're talking about. That works for some markets. For other markets, you can do a more structured ideation type technology. Spigot or one of Salesforce has one. Or you can really develop a unique community that's all around co-creating with you. If you want to create with a community, it has to be bounded and private because of IP considerations. You're going to get into trouble if you try and do that in a public space.
All right, how do communities help in demand creation?
So what communities do is they educate your market, and they help people in your market take ownership, shared ownership over the success and development of your products. And by getting that shared investment, they become advocates of what you're doing. And by being advocates, they will go out into their individual networks and draw people in. And their support is something, as a marketer, you can't pay for. And their increased peers are trusted more than marketers. And so if you can get a group of advocates to speak positively about your company, that's stuff you really just can't pay for.
Can you give us an example of how social networks have helped your clients develop innovative products and solutions?
Like the JCPenney story is a great one, which is they have a small community that really sticks with their product lines throughout the product life cycle. SAP's community is huge, and there's a piece of that where they're co-creating and innovating. A lot of that is customer support or marketing or kind of just social. So it's a little hard to string apart because it's so big. They do a lot of different things in that community.
What do you think about our turnout today and the work that the BPMA is doing in the greater Boston area?
Well, I thought the turnout was great. I thought a lot of questions, which was kind of good in that it's a topic that clearly people have a lot of need to understand more, and they're seeking that out, which is great. And I'm very supportive of all sorts of organizations like the BPMA because it's tacit learning. It's sharing things that haven't been documented yet, and that's what community is all about. So.
Great. Well, thank you so much for speaking today. We really appreciate it.